Hello, I'm John Roda, West Bloomfield Township Environmental Manager, and here to discuss an educational program on woodland science, woodland protection, and their importance here in West Bloomfield Township and the state of Michigan. In 1989, the community adopted the Woodland Conservation Ordinance to protect this valued natural resource. As a resident and a property owner, there are responsibilities that must be considered and followed when considering any work to your property. The West Bloomfield Township Woodland Ordinance is not intended to protect trees in general, but to protect woodland systems. A forest system includes the trees, woody plants, and a variety of understory plants in the system. The Woodland Ordinance recognizes the woodland's role in the well-being of the entire West Bloomfield community. Woodlands provide natural beauty for the human observation, recreation, and habitat for numerous species of plants and animals. Woodlands also provide for the absorption of carbon dioxide and the generation of oxygen, noise control, wind buffering, air filtration, topsoil and subsoil erosion control, and numerous life-enhancing natural processes. The Woodlands Ordinance establishes the Woodlands Review Board to ensure that residential and commercial development activities in West Bloomfield Township meet both the spirit and intent of the ordinance. In this role, the board conducts public meetings and hearings, conducts on-site visits and inspections for specific ordinance-related property evaluations, meets with other township boards, officials, and individuals, and provides the forum for residents with concerns regarding the implementation and administration of the ordinance. Today, about half of Michigan's 36.4 million acres remain forested. Though these lands have changed a great deal in the past 150 years, Michigan's forests still harbor a rich diversity of plants and animals. When Michigan became a state in 1837, nearly all of its land was forested, and it was said that a squirrel could have crossed the state without having to come down from the treetops. Pre-settlement northern Michigan forests were a mixture of softwood trees and hardwood forests. Conifer or softwood trees are pine, hemlock, spruce, and fir. Hardwood trees are sugar maple, beech, yellow birch, and oak. In contrast, the southern third of Michigan was dominated by oak and hickory hardwood trees, including the area of Oakland County, which was named for the small grasslands or oak openings that dotted the area. In pre-settlement times, it would be a misconception to view Michigan's forest as all old growth. These ancient forests were rather a rich mosaic of various ages, with trees varied in age from patches of saplings regenerating after a natural disaster to even-age communities originating from fires to old-growth stands that could range from 250 to 400 years old. After a natural disaster, such as wind throws, fire, or logging, a process of forest regeneration called forest succession occurs. In this process, the first trees to appear are those requiring abundant sunlight, such as aspen and white birch. These pioneer young forest species grow rapidly in dense stands and are good competitors for sunlight, nutrients, and moisture. As the forest system matures and trees grow taller, their branches and leaf cover expand, shading the forest's floor. As the seedlings of these pioneer species cannot survive well in the shade, trees more tolerant of shade, such as sugar maple, beech, and hemlock, survive under the canopy of the pioneer species and appear in succeeding stages. If left undisturbed, the process terminates with a self-perpetuating forest community or a mature forest that is eventually an old-growth forest. This final community is called the climax. If a climax community is severely disturbed, it begins once again with the succession process. Like trees, animals have basic requirements that determine where they can and will live. All wildlife species need food, water, cover, and safe areas to reproduce and raise their young. Two species of woodpecker, for instance, the downy and the hairy, require dying and dead standing trees called snags for their habitat. These trees provide their food, which is insects living in the bark, and cover, like cavities or holes in the snags. Each fills a different niche or functional role in the ecosystem. Many factors determine which wildlife will live in any forested area. These factors include the type of forest community, the age or succession stage of the forest, the amount of habitat at different levels of strata within the forest canopy, and the seasons of year. The type of forest community is based on factors like tree type, what is the mix of coniferous and deciduous forest or stands, and what are the responses to the presence or influence of water. The age or succession stage of the forest is factored on the succession stage or age class of a given forest type and how it supports different wildlife. The amount of habitat at different levels or strata within the forest canopy factor how wildlife has diversified their habitat requirements by using different levels or vegetation strata within forest stands. And the season of year factors how the habitat requirements of wildlife change with the seasons. Songbirds avoid cold winter conditions and lack of food, such as flying insects, by migrating to southern climates. Non-migratory species might survive winter conditions with specialized habitat requirements and survival skills. There are many factors that determine which trees and forest systems grow in a given area. Three of the most important factors are soil, moisture, and climate. Soil serves as both an anchor and the source of essential nutrients for trees. Moisture is vital to all plants. Its availability throughout the growing season helps determine which species occupy which sites. Climate is a key determinant of where certain trees and forests occur. Temperature is the most important climatic factor affecting where different trees live within a particular climate or region. Thus, a great diversity of wildlife lives in each forest ecosystem, sorted according to forest age, type of trees available, location or height of different vegetation strata, and the season. Each species has unique strategies and life requirements to help it survive. By maintaining healthy and diverse forest ecosystems through careful planning and conservation, we can be good stewards of this valuable and very important part of our rich natural heritage. West Bloomfield Township is a community that is diligent in protecting its regulated woodland areas. If you have a home that is within a regulated woodland, contains a woodland preservation easement, backs up to a regulated woodland, or if you simply do not know the status of your property, it is best to contact the Development Services Department at Town Hall or visit the Township website at www.wbtwp.com to take a look at the Township overlay maps available online to inquire about your property. Until next time, I'm John Roda, Environmental Manager for West Bloomfield Township, and it was our pleasure to provide this program to you.